They can say they act in your best interest, but only while wearing their fiduciary hat. And sometimes they switch hats without you knowing. One minute they're your advisor, the next minute they're a salesperson. Welcome to Real Money, Real Life, the podcast where we get real about money and the messy human stuff that comes with it. I'm Linda Grizzly, financial educator and your Me Money guide to financial clarity. Each week, we dive into financial concepts and money strategies, but we always tie it back to real life, emotions, mindset, and how money actually shows up day to day. If you're ready for practical tools, mindset shifts, and honest conversations that meet you where you are, not where the world thinks you should be, you're in the right place. Because you deserve to feel confident with your money and good about how you use it. No judgment, no lectures, no lingo, and definitely no putting yourself last. Hey there, real ones. Today I'm pulling back the curtain on something that affects so many of our financial lives, and yet most people never think to ask about it. I'm talking about how financial advisors get paid and why that matters more than you probably realize. Because even the kindest, smartest, most well-meaning advisor in the world can still be influenced, sometimes without even realizing it, by how they earn their paycheck. So if you've ever felt unsure about who to trust with your money, this episode is for you. Let's start here. When people say, I need a financial advisor, they usually mean someone who can help them understand and manage their money. But here's the tricky part. Financial advisor isn't a regulated title. It doesn't have one clear definition. There are insurance agents who call themselves financial advisors or financial professionals. There's brokers, money managers, planners, consultants, even people who are really just salespeople using the term because it sounds trustworthy. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics and the CFP board, there are more than 300,000 people in the U.S. who use this title. They have wildly different roles and qualifications. So the first step is knowing that the title alone tells you nothing. Now let's talk about compensation, because this is where bias often sneaks in, even when someone truly believes they're helping you. There's 4 primary ways financial professionals make money. The first one is commission-based. This is the old school model. This advisor sells products like insurance, mutual funds, annuities, and they get paid by the companies who make those products. They'll often say their services are free to you, and technically that's true, but their paycheck depends entirely on whether or not you buy what they're selling. Let that sink in. Fee-based is the next version. This is the hybrid model. It's part fee, part commission. They might charge you a planning fee. They might also get paid by product companies. They might also charge for assets under management. Assets under management is when they charge you a fee for managing your account. It's usually around 1%, but it can be more or less. But this is where things get murky. When they're charging both by planning, AUM, and by products that they're selling, they can say they act in your best interest, but only while wearing their fiduciary hat. And sometimes they switch hats without you knowing. One minute they're your advisor, the next minute they're a salesperson. Now we move on to fee only. We're getting cleaner here because fee only advisors are paid directly by you and never earn commissions. They might charge a flat fee, an hourly rate, or a percentage of your assets. And yes, this model often comes with a fiduciary obligation, meaning they're legally required to act in your best interest. But here's what I've seen. Even fee-only advisors can be influenced by how they're paid. If someone charges you based on assets under management, again, that's a percentage of the money that they're holding for you and managing for you. There's an unspoken pressure to have you move money so that they can manage it because that's how they get paid. So even if keeping that money in your pension or your 401k might be better for you, or maybe you're actually doing just fine managing it on your own, their income depends on convincing you to move it to them. Now, advice only is the next model, and it's the cleanest one that I've worked in. Advice-only planners don't manage your money. They don't sell products. They just give you guidance. typically for a flat or hourly fee. There's no hidden agenda, no incentive to shift your money around, just strategy, planning, and support. Still, though, you want to ask questions because every model deserves your full attention, and every person is a unique individual. Now, let's talk about that magic word that I mentioned a few times already, fiduciary. It's become a buzzword in the industry. People toss it around to sound trustworthy. But fiduciary just means they're required, when acting as your advisor, to put your best interest first. It doesn't mean they always do. And it doesn't mean that they're free from bias. Because even when someone truly believes they're acting in your best interest, if their paycheck benefits from one path over another, it's incredibly hard for that not to shape their advice. It's not shady, it's just human, which is why you have to be the one asking the questions. So, throughout my financial services career, I worked in 3 of these models. I worked in fee-based, fee-only, and advice-only. And now I've chosen something entirely different. I'm education only. What does that mean? It means I don't manage your investments. I don't sell products. I don't get paid based on what you buy or where you move your money. I'm not here to give you advice on specific investments or financial products. I'm here to teach you how the whole system works, so you can walk into any financial conversation with clarity and confidence. Because once you understand how the money world works, that gives you power. So if you're working with someone now or thinking about it, here are 5 questions I want you to ask. Number 1, how do you get paid? And I mean all the ways. What are all the ways you are getting paid? And more specifically, do you earn commissions on any of the products you recommend? Number 2, are you a fiduciary 100% of the time or just some of the time? Now, depending on how they answered number 1 is going to affect how they answer number 2. Because if they said that they recommend products and they earn commissions, then the answer to number 2 should be absolutely no. If they're telling you yes and they're saying they earn commissions, there's definitely a conflict there. Number 3, what credentials do you hold and what do those actually mean? Have them explain that to you. Number 4, what exactly is included in your fee and what isn't? These questions will tell you more than any marketing pitch ever could what is behind the drive and the motivations of that advisor. Now, according to NAPFA, which is the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors, only about 10% of financial professionals in the US are truly fee-only fiduciaries. Those are people that never earn commissions. Think about that, only 10%. That is the exception in the industry. And when you ask the right questions, you put yourself in that 10% mindset, the mindset of clarity, self-worth, and empowered decision-making. You don't have to become a financial expert. You just have to learn enough to protect yourself and ask the questions most people are afraid to ask. You deserve advice that puts you first. You deserve transparency, and you deserve to understand how it all works. If this episode helped you shift something, send it to a friend. Let's normalize being smart about how we choose financial help. And if you've ever felt behind, confused, or taken advantage of, know this. You're not broken. You're not bad with money. You've just never been taught the system. And that's what I'm here to change. If this episode lit a fire and you're ready to keep learning, head over to lindagriz.com. That's LINDAGRIZ.com. I've got 4 powerful courses waiting for you. The Me Money Method, where you'll learn how to budget and spend without guilt because you can't live a life you love on a budget you hate. Money Mindset Mastery, to transform your relationship with money and finally rewrite the story that's been holding you back. Personal Finance Foundations, so you can understand and control your money without shame or overwhelm or lectures. and a do-it-yourself financial planning course to help you build a long-term plan you can actually trust. Plus, if you want more support, you can join the VIP community and get coaching as you go. Again, that's lindagrizz.com. Go check it out. You deserve this. Thanks so much for listening to Real Money, Real Life. Want to see what's blocking you from financial confidence or discover your money personality? Head to the resources page at lindagrizz.com for our free quizzes. That's LINDAGRIZZ.com/resources. If you're loving what you're learning, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. I'm your Me Money Guide to Financial Clarity, Linda Grizzly, and I'll catch you next time as we talk more real money, real life, because you deserve to feel confident with your money and good about how you spend it. The content shared here is for educational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial, tax, legal, or planning advice and does not constitute therapy or mental health counseling. Please consult an actively licensed and qualified professional for advice or help specific to your situation.